All right, Funko Games are with.
Damon.
And what are we playing today?
Indiana Jones, The Sands of Adventure.
Sands of Adventure. All right, we set up. We drew 4 cards. Make sure you don't have any snakes in hand. If you do, discard it and get another one.
Okay.
Oh, but do not draw new cards to replace them.
Okay.
All right, so snake right there. All right, pick a character in their mat.
I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones.
I'll get Marion.
Okay.
And then we get the
put
mat
these
as
away?
well. Yeah, put those back in the box. I don't know what these are, but okay. All right, choose the character and takes the character's mat and figure. Do they have mats? I don't see them with mats. But Marion, you see a Marion mat? I guess this is the mat.
Yeah, this is the mat. Yeah.
Okay, and each player draws the starting hand of 4 cards. Discard the snakes. Don't draw a new card. Marion draws 6 cards instead of 4. All right.
All right.
Wouldn't you know it? All right. So I end up with 4. Marcus chooses 1 power token to take. You don't got Marcus. Well, I mean, seeing as how I am Marcus, I will take 1 power token. Yeah. See page 13 for power tokens. Choose 1 player to be the excavation leader. They take the round 1 villain mat. Choose 1 player to be the excavation leader. They take the round 1 villain mat. All right, so you want to be it? I want to be it.
I'll do it.
All right, so you take the round 1 villain. I don't know what that is. Round 1 villain mat.
All right.
All right, you're the excavation leader. They take the round 1 villain mat, Colonel Dietrich, and place the health tracking cube on the highest number. Set the other 2 mats aside for now. Insert the villain movers into the bases. Yeah. Place the Colonel Dietrich mover on the leftmost adventure tile in the row. All right, so Dietrich, where's he at? All right, we'll put him right there. Set the other 2 movers aside for now. Place the die and gems nearby. Excuse me. All right, object. The Third Reich is in search of the lost Ark of the Covenant. Man, I have not watched so many movies, including Indiana Jones. And his friends, and it's up to Indiana and his friends to stop them. Work together to battle through 3 rounds and defeat the final villain to win. How to play. The game is played over 3 rounds. Each round has 2 phases, exploration and timed phase. In the exploration phase, players draw and play cards, gain power tokens, and roll thread dice until the sand timer flips. When it does, the timed phase starts immediately, and the players try to defeat the villain before the sand runs out. The sand timer. During the exploration phase, you'll be instructed to add gems to the sand timer. When adding gems, always drop them into the top basket. You can only touch the sand timer during setup and when removing gems between rounds. Never touch the sand timer during play, even when adding gems. When the sand timer flips for any reason, the timed phase ends. The current player may choose to finish any actions they are taking, but hurry, the sand is running out. During the time phase, the players must defeat the villain before the sand runs out. In rounds 1 and 2, if you don't defeat the villain in time, you'll suffer a penalty in the next round. In round 3, if the sand runs out before the villain is defeated, the players lose the game. Always place gems in the top basket. As soon as the sand timer flips, the time phase starts. All right, exploration phase. Each round begins with the exploration phase. Starting with the excavation leader and proceeding clockwise, players take turns until the sand timer flips. On your turn, move to another tile, to another adventure tile. It doesn't matter if it's next to your current tile or not. You can't move to the tile with the villain unless you're Indiana, and you can't stay on your current tile. Each round starts with your figure off the tiles. So on your first turn, you can move to any tile as long as the villain isn't there. Players may share information freely throughout the game and may even choose to keep their cards face up in front of them. 2, do adventure tile. Do the adventure tile. 2, do the adventure tile. Do what the adventure tile says. If a sentence says you may do something, you choose whether or not to do it. Cards are explained on page 9 through 10. Power tokens are explained on page 13. Roll the threat dice. Roll the number of threat dice shown in the bottom right corner of the adventure tile, unless you're Salah, who always rolls 1. Depending on your roll, add gems to the sand timer to activate the villain, as explained on the next page. All right, so we're gonna roll that number of dice on the tile. Depending on your roll, add gems to the sand timer or activate the villain as explained on the next page. Threat dice. After you roll the threat dice, do what's shown on them in the order of your choice. If the same symbol is shown on both dice, do it twice. If the sand timer flips, ignore any dice that you haven't done yet. Immediately start the time phase, as explained on page 12. Add a gem of the size shown, small or large. Whenever you add a gem, place it in the top basket without touching the sand timer. If all of that size gems are already in the basket, add a gem of the other size instead. If you need to add a gem when all 12 are already in the basket, you must physically flip the sand timer to start the time phase. Activate the villain. Following the instructions of this map, move the villain 1 adventure tile to the right. If he's already on the rightmost tile, move him to the leftmost. Then each player on the same adventure tile as the villain suffers the penalty written on the villain's map. Alright, cards. The action deck contains basic cards, snake cards, and attack cards. As you play, you'll also upgrade cards to the deck. Basic cards each have 1 of 4 colors and 1 of 4 objects. To play a card, at least 1 color or object must match the last card that was played. Upgrade cards are the same as basic cards, except they have 1 additional color or object, making them easier to match and play. Snake cards, why did it have to be snakes? In the exploration phase, if you draw a snake, immediately discard it, but don't draw a new card to replace it. In the time phase, snakes pose an even greater threat, as explained on page 12. And attack cards are how you damage the villain and ultimately defeat them to win the game. Whenever you play an attack card, the villain is damaged and their health is lowered by 1. You can only play an attack card if at least 1 color or object shown in the corner matches the last card played. There are also upgraded attack cards that are easier to match and play. Note that the character shown in the center of the card can't be used to match. Only a color or object can be matched to play an attack card. You can't play the yellow attack card on the red shovel attack card. Excuse me. Okay, playing cards. Playing attack cards will damage and defeat the villain, but you'll need to play other cards to help each other play more attack cards. In both phases of the game, cards are played to the shared pile in the center of the play tile. However, you can only play a card during the exploration phase if an adventure tile instructs you to. Got it. Time phase. Almost. When you play a card, place it face up on the play tile. In the first card you've played, you may only play a card if at least 1 color or object matches the top card of the pile. Anytime an attack card is played, even in the exploration phase, the villain is damaged and their health is lowered by 1. Drawing cards. When you're instructed to draw an action card, draw the top card. Unless it's snake, then discard it. Burying cards. When you're instructed to bury a card, place it face down at the bottom of the action deck, even if it came from the upgrade deck. If you're burying more than 1 card, you can choose the order. Damaging the villain. Anytime you're explain. All right, we pretty much get that. Defeating the villain when it goes to 0. Time phase. When the sand timer flips for any reason, the time phase starts. The current player may choose to finish any actions they're taking, but hurry, the sand is running out. If the sand timer flips while you're doing what's shown on the threat dice, you can ignore any damage that you haven't done yet. Starting with the current player and proceeding clockwise, take turns quickly until the round ends, as explained on page 13. On your turn, Play any number of cards. You may play any number of cards from your hand, one at a time. As explained on page 10, you may choose not to play any cards, even if you have cards you could play. 2. Draw an action card. End your turn by drawing one card from the action deck. Once you draw a card, you can't play any more cards, and it's the next player's turn unless you draw a snake. Snakes. If you draw a snake during the time phase, grab the red torch die and keep rolling it until you roll a torch symbol. The next player can't start their turn until you do. Once you roll a torch, discard the snake, and the next player can take their turn. All right, power tokens. At any time during the time phase, you can use your power tokens as described below. When you use one, flip it face down. Each token can be used once per round. You'll flip them face up once you begin the next round. Note, power tokens can't be used during the exploration phase.
Okay.
Once you have a power token, you keep it for the rest of the game. You may have multiple of the same token, but players can't give each other tokens. Think carefully about which tokens you want to use. There are these guys right there, those 6. Ignore a snake. When any player draws a snake, use this token to discard the snake without having to roll the torch die. Interrupt. On another player's turn, use this token to play a card from your hand. The card must match at least one color or object on top of the pile as normal. Then the player you interrupted continues their turn. Play any card. On your turn, use this token to play any card from your hand. It doesn't have to match the card on the top of your pile. Ending the round. The round ends as soon as one of the following happens. The sand timer runs out, or a player can't draw a card, the action deck is empty, or the villain is defeated, the health cube reaches the skull. At the end of rounds 1, 2, and 3, follow the steps on the next page no matter how the round ended. If the villain wasn't defeated, be sure to leave the health cube where it is. Preparing for the next round. Set round. Move the arc one step to the right on the round tracker tile. Reset action deck. Collect all the players' hands and all the cards around the play tile, the action deck, the pile of play cards, and the snake discard pile. Shuffle them together and place them face down to the left of the play tile to form a new action deck. Reset players. Each player takes back their figures, flips their power tokens face up, and refills their hand by drawing 4 cards, but marry and draw 6. If you draw any snakes, discard them and don't draw cards or replace them. Reset sand timer. Remove all gems from the sand timer. If you didn't defeat the villain, add the gems shown on the villain mat in the same row as the health cube. Then return the villain mat and move her to the box. New adventure. Take the adventure tile from the next round. Working together, choose one of the current adventure tiles and replace with the new one. You also choose which side of the new adventure tile to place face up. New villain. Choose an excavation leader from the next round. It can be the same player. They take the next round's villain map, place the health cube on the highest number, and place the matching mover with the leftmost adventure tile. Now begin the exploration phase of the new round, starting with the excavation the leader. Winning the game. At the end of round 3, if you weren't able to defeat Renee Belloc, he gets away with the arc and all the players lose. If you defeat Renee Belloc, the players rescue the arc and win the game. All right, that's that.
All right.
Cool. This is not a Fortessa.
What?
Seeing the people that I know that work at Funko, Fortessa Elise. I don't think she made this one though. All right. Yeah. Any questions on that?
No, let's just go in and figure it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
He said, "Is it Funko Games?" I told him, "Yes, it's the Funko Games."
All right, so we can play face up if we want to. I think we will.
All right, so I gotta have these up.
Yeah. So basically, sounds like to play an action card, you gotta match either the symbol or the color.
Okay.
Roll a snake. You gotta roll this until you get the torch, and then
All right, got the torch.
well, I mean, if you roll a snake.
Oh, okay, got it.
Time phase starts when the crap gets flipped. Time gets flipped. Let's see. Alright, time phase. When the sand timer flips for any reason, damaging the villain. Okay, exploration phase first and then the time phase. You'll be instructed to add gems to the sand timer. When adding gems, always drop them into the top basket. Okay, so we'll start with the time, I guess. I don't know. During the exploration phase, when the sand timer flips for any reason, the time phase starts. The current player may choose to finish any actions they're taking. Each round begins with the exploration phase, starting with the excavation leader, proceeding clockwise. Move, do the adventure tile, and then roll the threat dice. And then you roll the number of threat dice shown in the bottom right corner of the adventure tile unless you're Salah. And then you add that many gems. I mean, it's weird because it starts with the exploration phase, but then the time phase starts. Okay, so you start the game, and then each round begins with the exploration phase, starting with the leader, then proceeding clockwise. Player takes turns until the sand timer flips. Then it's the time phase. Then once the time phase in, I guess there's one round. I guess. And then we just want to do 10 damage round one or something.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, so pretty much on your turn, you can move to any other adventure tile. It doesn't have to be the one to the right of you, but you can't move where the villain is at unless you're Indiana Jones, which you are.
Alright. So I can go to any one of them, huh?
Yep.
Alright.
And then roll the threat dice.
I'm gonna go gain a power token.
Alright, so then roll the number of threat dice, which is 2 right there.
Okay.
And then
got an X, and I've got whatever that is.
small gem. So you'll put that there. So I mean, you'll put that in there. Depending on your role, add gems to the sand timer or activate the villain, as explained on the next page. So you'll add that to there.
Oh, okay.
And then when it flips, then we'll start the time phase.
Gotcha. Okay. So what's the power token? Where is it? Is it?
Power token is those.
Okay. So I just pick.
You get one
Yeah.
by Indiana's power. Indiana may move to the same adventure tile as the villain. So why do you get a power token though?
Yeah, I don't know where the power token says. Gain a power token.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
with that, you can make somebody ignore a snake without having to roll the torch. Interrupt is.
Then we get one up. Okay.
All right. So. Okay, do the adventure tile. Roll the threat dice. Roll the number of threat dice. We did that, and then I think you passed the turn. I think threat dice, cards, playing cards. Playing cards will damage and defeat the villain, but you'll need to play other cards to help each other play more attack cards. In both phases of the game, cards are played to a shared pile in the center of the play tile. However, you can only play a card during the exploration phase if an adventure tile instructs you to. Okay. When you play a card, place it face up on the play tile. After the first card has been played, you may only play a card if at least one color or object matches the top card of the pile. At any time an attack card is played, even in the exploration phase, the villain is damaged and their health is lowered by 1 as explained on the next page.
This is far more complicated than I thought it was. But still.
Yeah, it's good. It's got the Golem Quest stuff, but it's different though.
Yeah.
All right. I'm trying to see when we can pass the turn though. think that says you can. It seems like you pass the turn once you do that. Roll the number of threat dice. Roll the number of threat dice. Players may share information each round. Starting with this, players take turns until the same timer flips. Roll the threat dice. It doesn't say you pass the turn though. Threat dice, we did that. Cards. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily say you pass the turn, but I'm sure you pass the turn after that. So I guess it'll be my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. That's how we're gonna play it.
Yeah. All right, draw 2 action cards. You may play a card. All right, this looks like an attack card, so we're gonna attack them. Okay, damaging the villain. Anytime you play an attack card, you may damage the villain. Alert the excavation leaders so they can move the health cube down 1 on the villain mat. So I think you'll move it down.
Move them down 1. Okay. To 9.
Yeah.
These aren't in play.
Yep, for 9.
They're 9.
All right. As explained on the previous page, you can only play an attack card if at least one color or object matches the last card played. The attack card does not need to match the character. It can show any character. Also, your matches one color or object. All right. You can only play one. You can only play attack cards and damage the villain in the exploration phase, in the time phase, but you can inflict damage much faster during the time phase. All right. It sounds like my turn is over, right? It doesn't necessarily say when you end your turn. Move, do the adventure tile, roll the threat dice. Okay.
Yeah.
I got 1 gem.
Okay.
And then what's that X? Activate the villain. Following the instructions on this mat, move the villain 1 adventure tile to the right.
Move right. Each player there must bury a random card from their hand. So you gotta bury one of your cards.
That's what that guy says. All right. Bury 1. So bury.
Somewhere in the deck, yeah.
All right, on the bottom. All right, and then I think it's your turn after we do that.
All right, so I'm gonna move. Draw any number of upgrade cards. If you draw 2 with the same color, bury all cards you drew this turn. All right, so I pick out.
These are upgrade cards. These are upgrade.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the difference in between their colors?
They're all the same back, but these are just upgrade cards. They have a different kind of thing on them.
Okay, I'm gonna draw 3. All right.
All right, so you drew 2 yellows. So if you draw 2 with the same color, bury all cards you drew this turn.
All right, so bury them.
Man, they said something about you can bury them even on the same on a different deck. Bury cards. When you're instructed to bury a card, place it face down on the bottom of the action deck, even if they came from the upgrade deck. If you're burying more than 1 card, you can choose the order. You probably don't care about the order. All right, so now you did that. Now you roll the action dice.
Action dice. 1.
Threat dice.
And then I don't think I can do anything else. Villain turn, correct?
Oh, because did they move or how did they go?
Well, he moved your last turn.
They could have used a player reference card in this game.
Okay.
So why does the villain move? I mean, is the villain moving or?
Well, he moved your last turn. Yeah. What caused that?
That's when you roll an X on the.
Oh, when you roll an X. Well, I rolled an X.
Okay, so
he should move right.
yeah.
And any player, there's no player there. So,
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so move.
Roll a dice.
We must move to another adventure tile.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go where you're at. Oh, but
Yeah,
we can
power
get penalties.
token. Yeah. So
Yeah.
grab one of them.
Ooh, or I could go here too.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I'll do that one.
Yeah.
Draw an action card and an upgrade card. Okay, do the adventure tile. I did that. Roll the threat dice. Oh man,
Oh, twice.
twice. All right, and what is that? Activate the villain following instruction. Move the villain one adventure tile to the right if he's already on the rightmost. But they don't tell you what happens if you roll 2 X's though. We'll just go 1, 2 maybe?
Yeah, he skips me. Yeah. He missed me. Just like in the movie, you know. He's standing right there, and they walk right by him, you know.
I never watched the movie. It's terrible. All right, cool. All right. So we'll say that, and then all right. Really could use a player reference card, man. Roll the threat dice. We already did that. All right. So I guess it's your turn now.
All right. So I'm going to move here, draw 2 action cards. Oh, snake! What happens?
You just disc. Oh man.
Well, I've got the ignore snake.
Why they have to be specs in the exploration phase, which we are in. Draw a snake, immediately discard it, but don't draw a new card to replace it.
Okay. All right.
But in the time phase, you got to roll the torch.
Oh, that's right. At.
No, we're just in the exploration phase, so you don't have to do.
Okay.
Just discard it basically right now.
All right. Now, when I play these, what do these do? I've got their matching tools.
No, but I think you gotta Okay, basic cards. Basic cards each have. The action deck contains basic cards, snake cards, and attack cards. As you play, you'll add upgrade cards to the deck. Basic cards each have 1 of 4 colors. To play a card, at least 1 color or object must match the last card that was played. Upgrade cards are the same as basic cards, except they have 1 additional color or object. Snake cards, attack cards are how you damage the villain and ultimately defeat them to win. Whenever you play an attack card, the villain is damaged. You can only play an attack card if at least 1 color or object shown in the corner matches the last card played. There are also upgraded attack cards, making it easier to match and play. The character shown at the center of the card can't be used to match. Only a color or object can be matched to play an attack card.
Yeah.
Playing attack cards will damage and defeat the villain, but you'll need to play other cards to help each other play more attack cards.
I don't have a blue thing, so I can't use any of these. So, all right. So I guess my turn's over. On to you, Miriam.
Man, you sure they don't have player reference cards? Because this is stupid to have to keep moving to this page. There we go. Way better. They could have put it all on the same side, but all right.
Yeah.
Move, do the adventure tile. Okay, heck yeah, we got him. All right, move, do the adventure tile. All right, move. Draw an upgrade card. All right, I'll draw 2 upgrade cards. They don't match colors, so I keep them both. All right, do the adventure tile. I did that. Roll the threat dice. All right, 2 gems, small ones. Oh, or are they big ones? Those are big ones.
Yeah, that's big. Ooh, getting close.
Getting close. All right, okay, time phase ends. Okay, they never say to switch turn, like.
I guess they're implying that once you do those, your turn's over.
Yeah. All right, so I guess your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna move here, draw an action card and an upgrade card. Do these. Ooh. Okay, since I've got a blue one here, I'm gonna play it.
Okay, so now it's a shovel.
So I have to roll this to see if the shovel comes up, correct?
So when it comes to playing cards, playing attack cards will damage. I think you gotta just play until you play an attack because you got the shovel, so now you can play the shovel to attack them.
Okay, alright, so attack him.
Yep, and then move that health down one,
Okay.
and then
Now what?
and then you can only play one attack card per turn. So I think that was the whole thing. But I think you can keep playing cards to set me up for a thing. So like I could use yellow for an attack. So I guess if you could set it up for yellow, that's how you might want to do.
Well, let's see. There's the shovel.
So
there.
I mean, you got shovel, so you can line me up to do that.
Line you up. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I'm
So
done.
then now your turn. Okay. So I move. You did the threat dice, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right. Yeah. Cause two. All right. So
I
I'll
already
move.
put the gem in there. Yeah.
I draw 2 action cards. Oh, I don't really want to play a card, so. Oh yeah, I do. Draw 2 action cards. All right, got a snake. Don't do anything with that right now. I may play a card. I'll attack. Yellow on yellow,
All right. So down again.
and then I can try to line you up for a what is it?
That is
Scarab beetle or what is it?
That's the Eye of Ra.
Okay, Eye of Ra. So, okay, yellow has to be on yellow. So I want Eye of Ra. So I go. Okay, I got a yellow Indie with a hat. Yellow hat. Green hat. Green Eye of Ra.
All right. 10:30.
Like green hat, green eye.
Yeah.
And then, so I do the adventure tile. I did that, roll the threat dice. I don't think I did that yet.
No, you have it.
I basically set you up and then, yeah.
All right.
You
So
got an
you got a
X.
big one and a villain move. Villain. Oh. Almost. Villain move to the right. Any player there lose a random card from the deck. Alright, so we lose the hat.
Goes to the discard.
Alright. I don't know where we go.
And where does it go?
I think it goes back in the deck.
Let's say any player loses. Barry. Barry's under. All right, so now where are we? Roll the threat dice now. It's my turn or your turn? You played the scarab. I think you wanted to. I think it was. I was lining you. I was lining you up. So yeah.
My move. I am going to. Oh no! Look.
Oh
we just
man,
moved.
like you didn't touch it, did you?
No, I didn't touch it.
Okay, damn.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So we're in time phase. So I play any number of cards. So we got the thing here. I'm going to do an attack. It goes down to 6.
Okay, because we got to go fast now.
Yeah. And then that's another scarab I can play. And he goes, what does that do?
Nothing.
Nothing. So no attack.
Okay, so move for me.
And then I got to draw another action card. And I can't play that one. Yeah.
Draw any number of upgrade cards. I'll do 3. Same color, so that sucks. All right, I'll bury those. Move, do the adventure tower, roll the threat dice. All right, got 1 villain move, and then 1 gem.
Get it?
Yep, I think I'm done.
Okay, so I'm gonna draw an upgrade card. And I got a shovel. And I can't play any of these.
Oh man, I need to be lining you up with the book.
Yeah, and
But you can play that shovel, and then I can.
Okay, I'll play the shovel.
Hold on, but how do we get to the book though? Shovel. I'll play the book, and then you can play what's his
This
name.
one,
So you
shovel. Okay.
No, but you got a shovel. Then, all right. I guess anything else you need to do?
No.
All right. So my turn.
Yeah.
Move. Get a power token. Play the book. Roll the threat die. All right. 2 gems. All right, and then you're go.
Okay, so I'm going to draw an action card and an upgrade card. Alright, so I've got him. He goes down to 5. And then what do you got?
Oh, I think to play a card you gotta be over there.
Well, we're in time phase.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Number.
All right, I think we lose it because
Yeah. So, okay.
draw an action card is like at the end of the time phase we're supposed to draw a card too.
So I got 2 books, and he moves to the right.
No, but I think we die on the time phase.
Oh, okay. We die.
End of the round. Saying timer runs out, a player can't draw a card because the action deck is empty. The villain is defeated. And at the end of rounds 1 and 2, follow the steps on the next page. Yeah.
All right, so we ended round 1.
Yep.
It's 10:34. We don't really have time. I gotta do another bathroom run.
Okay.
So, well, it's a good evening. We got through a lot of games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we're two for 2 and unfinished. Yeah.
No, I think we're 3 for 1. I think.
Really?
Because you got the portal. I got a portal. You got the Curie, and then you got the what else was there?
Oh yeah, the samurai game. All right, so yeah, you are correct. 3-1.
Slap game. Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff. All right.
I'll be back in a minute.
All right.